And 3, 2.
Welcome to Cabo News and Community Update in English. Today is September 19th. This is Corey Riggs with Claudia Velo, and this is for the September 20th show on Sunday at 6 p.m. on Cabo Mil. You can follow us on Cabo Mil News Facebook Live, or obviously you can listen to us on the radio every Sundays at 6 p.m. Now, some of you may be confused because we're redoing this program. We had another Facebook Live yesterday that went on, and we had a little bit of an audio issue, so we're redoing the program, recording the program. We're so excited to have Gaby Gutiérrez back with us, and we have another musical guest today, Liz Gonzalez and Miguel Alvarez. And we had a really interesting interview yesterday, Claudia, with Senator Lupita Saldaña, and you can go to Facebook Live and check that out. But why don't you tell us a little bit about what she told us yesterday?
Yes, she was talking about two of the initiatives that the Senate has pushed through. The first one, which is of great interest because it was linked to our conversation with Elena Moreno about the clean energies and the need to implement clean energies in La Paz. Senator Lupita Guadalupe Saldaña mentioned that the Senate is working on a request to promote clean energies, and the Ministry of Energy had stopped the opening of new clean energy power plants. Mm-hmm. However, the Senate pushed through this request for clean energy, and they are going to be going forward with the construction of the clean energy plant that will be working with natural gas here in Baja California Sur, the plant scheduled to be built in La Paz. One of the issues that she mentioned is the fact that the current federal government is in an austerity plan that keeps proper maintenance from being implemented in the existing power plants that, as we know, burn diesel and combustóleo, which is a mixture of diesel and oil. And and that's very dirty. And as you mentioned, the smokestacks don't have the proper filters. She said that this had to do with the lack of proper maintenance. And then the other initiative that she mentioned that is moving forward through the Senate is the non-liberation of Dorado, the sport fishing species, because research shows that if it was to be open to commercial fishing, the species would be decimated within a couple of years. So fortunately, the representative, the diputada, which is a representative for the state of Colima, that had pushed that, has agreed to back down, and they will not be pursuing the freeing of Dorado as a species for commercial fishing. So those are two good things that the Senate has been doing, and that are continuing. They're continuing to work to promote initiatives that will benefit the people in general, and also in specific Baja California Sur. And then the other thing that she shared that has been approved, and that it's a great achievement, is the compulsory screening on newborn babies for congenital heart diseases or malformations. So this is something that is implemented in most first world countries, as you well know, and now is going to be also done here in Mexico. All newborn babies will be screened for congenital heart diseases or malformations. That's what she was talking about.
Well, and it was nice to have her on the show. If you would like to get more information, you can actually go to the Facebook Live that we had yesterday. You can see her interview on the show, and it's a very nice interview, and it's important issues that she's talking about. As we talked about with the Baja California Sur Community Alliance, we have working on things going forward, and one of them we talk about a lot is the energy situation and the contamination in La Paz, and what we're going to do as a state to handle that. So it was a very interesting conversation. Go to Facebook Live. You can check it out. And before we get into the interview with Gaby, because we know a lot of people want to know about fideicomisos and the dollar exchange rate and all these things that that she's going to share with us and educate us on. Tell us about any other news, Claudia, that we need to know about.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon, the Health Safety Committee for Baja California Sur met, and they did a recap on the COVID situation for the state. They confirmed that the Secretary of Health confirmed that the state will remain at level 4 in the health alert system for another week. They also confirmed that there was a 13% increase in the number of new cases, but it was clarified that this was an expected increase. Of course, as we moved to level 4, mobility increased, more people went out, and they were expecting a number of a certain increase in the number of cases, which was the case. However, most of the cases most of the new cases and this increase is on patients that can be managed. So it was something that was expected, and this is just confirming that the trend is as the safety committee, the health safety committee had planned. So we will apparently remain at level 4 for a few more weeks until we continue that trend and it is stable, and then most likely we will move to level 3.
Well, also, I can confirm that I'm one of the numbers because I had COVID, but now I'm over it, and I had very mild symptoms, so that's very exciting. And I can announce right here, I am now free and clear of COVID, and I'm very excited about that.
Yay! You're one of the 82% that are ambulatory cases.
So exciting! So excited to be part of that statistic. But anyway, go ahead, Claudia.
So yeah, the state's about to reach 10,000 accumulated cases. Now, these numbers sound like scary, but keep in mind, these are numbers that have been accumulated since they started counting in early April. So to date, there is 9,110 accumulated cases, and of those, most, 7,800, have recovered. Currently, there's 819 active cases, and unfortunately, 475 people have passed due to COVID. So the lethality level for Baja California Sur is 5.21%, which is almost less than half of the national average, which is 10.55%.
Well, and I think it's very important. That number is just a weird number because we have no idea what the denominator is. I mean, exactly. If you look at the world, it's probably less than 0.1%. But exactly. This is only the people that have been tested, and I know
that's the thing. They test people. The health system tests people with symptoms. Very few asymptomatic people are actually being tested through the national health system because the guideline that is established by the Ministry of Health is that 10% of people with symptoms be tested. The state of Baja California Sur is testing more because the Secretary of Health for Baja California Sur says that, he who seeks will find, and they're trying to find more cases to monitor them and to isolate them in the early stages. So the state is about twice as high in the rate of tests, but all the numbers are overall very positive. We're second in the country for number of tests, second only to Mexico City, and then again, the positivity rate is lower than the national mean because of that, because they're testing more people with early symptoms rather than only the really sick ones that are already in the hospital.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it sounds like good news, and I know that the hospitals are less full, and things are moving forward.
18% occupancy, and so that it's also within the parameters, and that's why we're staying in level 4. And even though there was an increase in number of cases, we're not going back to level 5 because, again, hospital occupancy is at low, rates. So we're good.
And it's nice to see there's a lot of tourists in town for September, which isn't a real normal situation like that. So yeah, it's nice to see. Good. Well, I want to welcome Gaby Gutiérrez to the show. Gaby, thanks for coming back and being with us again. I know you were with us yesterday, but we're very happy to have you back. And Gaby is the director of Bacamifel in Los Cabos, and she also is a lot of other things. She's got tons of diplomas. She's a leadership thing. She's an author. She's a mother of two beautiful sons, 19 and 16, Gustavo and Gabriel. So we'll say hello to them. We'll let them. But Gabby, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm home now. I was at the bank yesterday, so I had another background. So, but we are going to talk about whatever you want to hear about banking, finances, economics, because I think the United States, which is, or North America, which is the audience that we want to get to, and Mexico regarding finances are very different. Yep. Laws are different, education is different in both areas. I think, and I've seen throughout all these years working for a bank working for banking in Mexico, that North Americans, you have more education in finances, you take more risks. Almost all of you want to deal with stocks, with stock market, with bonds and all instruments. And in Mexico, the financing education is a lot less. So I think I'm part of this effort to educate people from the beginning. I mean, I've been in schools, in high schools, trying to give some education about banking, because none of them, they don't know how to deal with banks. They don't know how to build a credit score, which is very important if you are growing, because eventually you will need a loan, and if you don't watch for your credit score, it's going to be hard. So it's part. I mean, I'm trying to. Yeah.
No, it's great, and I know being from the United States, and when I first came here, it's very confusing because there's lots of differences between the banking system in the U.S. and here, and sometimes it's very frustrating because you really don't understand what's happening. But before we get into those kinds of things, one of the reasons we wanted to bring you on is because of your position. You are part of the Association of Executives of Finances in Mexico, the IMEF. And there was an interview you did with Michelle Piquet last week, and you were talking about that there may be a spike actually of 26 pesos for the dollar. And that obviously got our attention. And we just wanted to ask you about that.
Yes, well, that is a forecast that we have been part of this Association of Executives in Finances, and with other sources of information. So we believe that the dollar could be 26 maximum and 18 minimum in 2021. But that's just a forecast, and that depends on all the evolution of COVID, of course, because it's approaching the winter in most of the world, so it could get different. So we are conscious about that, and also all the elections in the United States, and that could make the dollar stronger or not stronger. Mm-hmm. So it could be, it's market. Finally, after all, it's about market, the buying and selling dollars in the world. It's a strong currency, so we all depend on exportations and imports, so it all depends on the market. So that were the peaks of the forecast. But the government of Mexico made the budget based on the exchange rate of 22.10 in average. Mm. So we take all the things to forecast that. So here in Los Cabos, when the dollar goes up, I mean, we are all happy because we receive dollars. I mean, tourists, they bring us dollars, so we are all happy about it. But what I always tell is don't change everything. I mean, it's a risk. It's an investment of risk. Currencies are risky. So if you receive dollars, just take the opportunity to see, ask your banker, be aware of all the forecasts, and just make the business, make the deal. So and you know, for exchanging money for big companies like hotels or tourism activities, they have many options. I mean, they have options of just stay and see what the exchange rate is, or just hire Secure, which is an instrument that you can pay like an insurance and just stay with a exchange rate fixed, so you can sleep well. I mean, not nightmares about exchange rate.
Good. Gaby,
Yeah.
we had some questions about how individuals, not the big companies, not the hotels, but how can individuals get the best exchange rate? We know that you mentioned that there's the interbanking exchange rate, which is obviously the best one, but that's something that happens for kind of like transactions between companies and banks. But how can regular people get the best exchange rate?
Okay, regular people can get a best exchange rate when they are clients of a bank, or if they are tourists and they have like a credit card or debit card from international debit or credit card, they just go to the ATM and get the money, pull up the money, and that's the interbanking exchange rate, which is higher than the other ones. If you're not a tourist, if you don't manage an international card, you can go to any bank. Well, not all of them deal with the currencies, but you have like 2 or 3 banks that deal with it, and you can get a good exchange rate. I was telling yesterday that if you are in a hotel, if you are not able to go to the bank, just change it wherever you are, because maybe the transportation is more expensive than going to the bank and get a good exchange rate. And dealing with cash, you have to, we have the law of dealing with cash. If you are a user of, I mean, not client of a bank, but a user of dollars in cash, you are able to exchange up to $1,500 a month, $300 a day. If you are a client, you can exchange up to $4,000 a month, and that's per client. So you can go to the bank and open an account in dollars, which is also special for Baja California Sur, being considered by Mexican law as a border state, because you don't have the ability of opening an account in dollars, a personal account in dollars, in other parts of the countries of Mexico. So take the chance. If you are receiving dollars on regular basis, like tips or just like your income, just open a dollar account and you can get the better exchange rate and do it online. And almost every bank, we have that.
Another question. Sorry.
Go ahead, Clara.
Another question that people made. There are services that can only be paid in pesos, like your phone bill, your electric bill, and there are people who only have dollar accounts because they're foreigners and they don't want to deal with a Mexican account through a Mexican bank. How can they then pay those services without having to use third parties?
Well, my recommendations is always have both accounts, pesos and dollars. And because we deal with pesos every time. I mean, we deal with pesos here because it is Mexico. So you have to pay in pesos. You have the option to pay in dollars, but you have to be aware that the exchange rate is going to be the store or the restaurant or the CFE or the whatever, they take your dollars. But my recommendations is always having both accounts. And when you want to pay in pesos, all your bills, just just transfer from dollars to pesos and just pay in pesos.
Mm-hmm. One of the things we talked about yesterday, which I think is very interesting, and this is something unique to Banca Mifel, is you can get an account in Mexico without having your permanent resident status. Is that correct, Gabby?
That is correct. And people was asking why. And I was telling that big banks, we have every bank here, and it's a good place to be for a bank because there's a lot of money in the destination. So when we opened the branches in Los Cabos, we always see the market first. What is our client? So we know that there are many North Americans here, and we are aware that when you come, you don't have the residence. You come and buy a property, or you come because you own a timeshare, but you come on regular basis, and you don't have the residence yet. So we were aware of that, and we changed our procedures. We adapt our procedures to the market. We don't put our procedures and give it to the city where we are. No, we adapt. So we know the clients, we know the neighbors, we know the people that is coming here and their profile. So that's why we don't deal with that. I mean, we don't ask a permanent residence.
Well, I have to share. If you go to Facebook Live, you can see I was in Banca Mifel yesterday, and this is what I'm giving you props. I love Banca Mifel. There's never lines. You go and you get taken care of. And look, Charlie, my dog, also got to go into Banca Mifel. So it was very exciting yesterday. I wanted to share that. You guys are pet friendly as well. And I don't know if there's other banks in Cabo that are pet friendly, but I love taking Charlie to do my thing.
Yeah, we are pet friendly because we think in our clients. You bring your pet with you everywhere. So we are pet friendly. Not having many pets in the branches, but Charlie is the favorite pet in Banca Mifel.
Well, we have about 3 minutes before we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about a lot of people's favorite subject, fideicomisos, and to understand what those are. And then we're going to have we have a musical guest as well, so we'll get into that. But we'll bring you back after the break. But before that, we want to save everybody a lot of money before we go to break. And we talked about this yesterday, but Gabby, just please confirm this with us. If you go to a restaurant, if you go to a hotel, if you go and you pay with a credit card from the US and they come up to you and say, would you like to pay in dollars or pesos? Pay in pesos. Always pay in pesos because you're getting double hit with an exchange rate if you pay in dollars, correct?
That is correct, because your dollar account, your dollar credit card is going to charge you. It's going to exchange the money for you, and you're taking plus that you're taking the exchange rate for the store, commerce, or restaurant, or whatever. So pay in pesos. Say I want to pay in pesos, and this is Mexico. Pay pesos, and
Always.
Be aware of the kind of bills that we have, the Mexican money, the bills that we have. I know they are confusing. They are confusing for us. But just be familiar with the bills. It's not that hard. If you live here, you have to recognize the different bills. I know they look like so different, but yeah. Yeah, deal with pesos. Deal with pesos.
I have
This
a
is
friend,
Mexico.
when they changed the 500 peso bill, because the 500 peso bill used to be kind of purple, and the new 500 peso bills are blue, which are the exact same color as the 20 peso bills. And further to that, they have the same guy, except that the guy in the 500 peso bill
Yes.
is like the new, he had some cosmetic surgery done or something because he looks better.
He looks younger.
He looks younger. But this friend of mine, what he does is he puts the 500 peso bills in one side of his wallet and the 20 peso bills in another, just to avoid any confusion.
That's wise. That's wise.
But you know, you're absolutely right. And what you say, Corey, if you're paying with your credit card, when they ask you, do you want to pay in pesos or dollars? Always pesos.
Yeah.
Better exchange rate.
And make sure if you're living here that you obviously have a credit card that is not paying you foreign transaction, that you're not having to pay foreign transaction fees. That's something obvious as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back. Gabby, stay with us. We want to talk about everything fideicomiso, and we'll be right back after the break.
We are on 3, 2.
And welcome back to Cabo Mil News and Community Update. We are with Gaby Gutiérrez talking about the banking system in Mexico. And we have lots of questions from people, and we're going to get into some more of that. But before, we want to keep you guys on the edge of your seat about banking, because we want to bring in our musical guests. We have Liz Gonzalez and Miguel Alvarez. And Claudia, why don't you welcome them for us today?
Welcome, and thank you so much. I know you guys were playing late last night, and here you are looking cool and gorgeous, Liz. Thank you so much for being. Thank you. So, Liz, she's been in Cabo since 1993. I think everybody who's done the bar circuit has heard her. She has a huge, amazing voice. Ajinomoto was her original band. And everything she does is wonderful. Also, she's a painter.
Oh yes.
She does pop art. She does great things with comics, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then we have Miguel Alvarez. He is from Villahermosa, Tabasco, and has been in Los Cabos also doing the music circuit, playing with a lot of different bands. And now you guys are together. So tell us, what are you guys are doing now? And how are you coping to going back to the new normal, or this version of normal that we're all living?
Well, thank you, Claudia. Yes, it has been very hard, you know, for us, for all the musicians to go back to work right now because of the situation. But we are getting there little by little. And with Mike, I know him since the 90s.
Wow.
He used to have hair. And very long hair. Yes, you couldn't believe it.
And hanging out with you did that, or what?
I think so. And nothing. Now we are working together since, I think, 4 years, no?
Yeah.
Already. We are doing shows in different places, hotels, whatever they invite us. Sometimes we have a percussionist also, but we work together as a duet. Oh my God, my voice in the morning is horrible. But don't worry, I can sing. And nothing, we are very happy for the invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So what are you going to play for us?
Mike.
What about something from The Cure?
Okay.
Something from The Cure in our very
unique style.
Unique style or
you
version.
Know, we like to play 80s and 90s mostly. And, you know, we transform the songs, the original songs, and we do it our own versions. So I hope you like it. We're going to play something by The Cure right now. This is called Love Song. That's the first one. I hope you like it. with you. You make me feel like I am home again. Whenever I am alone with you, you make me feel like I am whole again. Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I am young again. Ooh, whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I am clean again. However far away, I will always love you. However long I stay, I will always love you. Whatever the words I say, I will always love you, lady. I will always love you. Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I am clean again. Whenever I'm alone with you, ooh, you make me feel like I am free again. Oh, however far away, I will always love you. However long I stay, I will always love you. Whatever words I say, I will always love you, baby. I will always, always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
That's the big voice I was talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I think the cool factor of our show just went up like 100-fold.
I know.
You guys like drip with cool. That was awesome. I loved hearing that.
Amazing. Mike, I have to, I mean, not just do you play wonderful, I mean, it's amazing, but how you go from pick to no pick and not miss a beat is just, my God, you're great.
Yeah, well, you need to to practice all that, because you know you
Yeah.
need to do that. Sometimes I got the technique with the pick, and sometimes with the fingers.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're gonna see me like doing this, because you know.
Yeah,
So
when
cool.
Mike plays a guitar, it seems like there are like 3 different guitarists playing at the same time. That's what I love.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, singing with him, yes, it's great.
And where do you guys usually play? Do you play at certain places, or you just go? Is there a usual place that you play?
Yeah, you know, before the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
we used to work in different hotels. We were working at Fiesta Americana. We were working at, right now we are working at LeBlanc
Okay.
Hotel
Okay.
in a very
Great.
nice place in there. It's called the Fire Pit. And where else, man? In many places.
Yeah, all the hotel circuit,
Yes.
and sometimes in events.
In special events,
Special
private events,
private
yes.
weddings, and all that stuff. But now it's little by little just going up again, because you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, we'll make sure we have your information in on the Facebook page, because we want people to be able to get a hold of you. Really amazing,
Yes.
amazing talent. And
Absolutely.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you very
Sure,
much.
sure. Of course.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, when we have, you know, a place where the people can go and watch the show, of course, we will invite you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, let us know. We'll let our audience know as well, because we'd love to get people out to be
Yes.
able to
So
see you.
awesome.
Of course. Thank
So
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Can you play one more and then we'll let you go?
Yeah, for
Sure.
sure.
Yeah, because you guys are so good.
It's amazing.
And we can't go to LeBlanc, so let's enjoy you here.
Let's go, everybody. Yeah, we do different stuff. You know, we play in Spanish too, but we are doing something by Tears for Fears right now.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Go like this.
Yeah, everybody laughs because everybody likes Still for Fears.
Yes, Come on. Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own desire. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and for pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room and the light won't find you. Holding hands while the world was tumbling down. But the two I'd be right behind you. So glad we almost made it. So sad we have to fade it. Everybody wants to rule the world. everybody wants to rule the world. Say that you never, never, never needed one heaven, I believe it. Everybody wants to rule the world. All for freedom and for pleasure, nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. Oh, Muchas gracias.
Wow, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you guys. Thank you.
You
I
are
can't-
awesome.
I mean, I can't believe that's one guitar. I mean, that was amazing.
I know.
Oh my gosh, how do you
Thank
do
you.
that?
Thank you.
So cool.
Thank you guys so much for being with us today, and we hope you'll come back because
Yes.
we love our cool factor being a lot higher than it usually is. So you guys definitely have done that for us today.
Yeah, definitely.
No, whenever you require us, we will be here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Well, you guys have a great day. If you are only listening on the radio, go check out the Cabo Meal page on Facebook, and you will actually watch them sing and play the guitar, and you'll be
Thank you.
amazed.
Thank you.
So please do that. We'll make sure that if you guys have performing somewhere, let us know. We'll let our audience know, and we'll definitely have you back. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much, Claudia.
Gracias,
Corey,
Liz.
and
Mil
Gaby.
gracias. Gracias, Mike.
Gracias.
Thank
See you next time.
All right.
Thank you,
Adios.
everybody.
Adios.
Thank you.
All right, Gabby, we're back with you. Are you excited to talk everything fideicomiso?
Yes, yay! I love the comiso.
Well, Claudia,
It's my favorite banking contract.
Claudia, we had some questions yesterday. I know you had a great question for her.
Yeah, one of the questions, and this was a recurring question, is a lot of people are used to getting their statements on a regular basis, especially in the States. Whatever you contract something, you get your statement and then you pay your statement. But apparently a lot of banks and institutions don't send a statement for the fideicomiso. And so what's the deal? How to handle that?
Yes, I know it's difficult because, you know, North Americans, they are used to receive on the real mail, not email, real, like actual mail, the statements. But here, we don't have statements for anything. I mean, no banking statements. Everything is upon request. And everything is not in written, but is digital. So even the checks, you know, when you write a check in the States, you receive them. Oh my God, that's okay. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's
He's my cancer cat. He's
wow.
He's sick, and sometimes he gets
So
me.
everybody in the radio show, just so you know, on Facebook Live, Claudia's cat just made an appearance. So. All right, Gabby.
Cute. So I was telling you that that we have statements in digital, but regarding a fideicomiso, it's so hard to get them. So you have, since it's a fee that you have to pay once a year, you have to be close to your bank and just be aware that it's going to be in certain month of the year that you have to pay. So if you are not here in that month, just be sure to someone is going to the bank and pay, which most of the North Americans, they do it, or foreigners. I was telling you that I have a fideicomiso, and I have to pay it every December, I know. So I go to the bank and pay. And in Banca Mifel, I don't want to talk about the Banca Mifel, but we discovered need, and it was in fact one of the reasons that we opened a branch here. The first branch that is in San Jose. The other one was later, but it was because of fideicomisos, because it's a big issue here. In fact, we are closing like an average like 50 fideicomisos a month. Wow. Which is a good sign that the destination is growing, that people is buying. And so we do that. And we believe that the way of paying the fideicomiso is a thing that you watch when you want to hire a fideicomiso with a bank, because you need to pay, you know. So we have several ways of paying the fideicomiso. You can go to the branch and pay. You can pay online. You can pay if you open an account. We can deduct yearly that amount of your account in dollars or pesos. So there's plenty ways of paying the fideicomiso without actually worrying of not receiving the statement.
What happens if you don't pay the fideicomiso? You didn't know this, you didn't know Gaby, and you didn't get your statement, and
they charge you interest on the fee. But it's always, in my experience that I've seen, it's always negotiable. I mean, if you go and say, you know what, I forgot, I wasn't here, I didn't know, you can negotiate with the bank the interest, but not that I've heard that they can take away your property.
So it's not like property tax in the United States, where if you don't pay your property taxes, there's actually a lien against your home.
No,
it's different than that.
No, it's different. That, you know, fideicomisos were created by Mexican law many years ago, more than 50 years ago, to protect the beaches, to protect the land. Like, that is so Mexico, you know, that is so Mexico. Mexicans are very Mexicans. So they want to protect the country. So it was a law that was created many, many years ago. And sometimes they are, senators are against that, and they want to change the law, but with no result. So it's a contract that you have to have if you are a foreigner. But I see the good way of the fideicomiso. I was telling you yesterday. It protects you from, you don't have to make a will. It's over that. It's over everything that you have as documents. Okay. So it's above everything, because banks, we have the obligation of respect what you sign in a fideicomiso. So you can name as beneficiary your family, a friend, not a pet yet. But yeah, because in the States you can name in a trust, you can name a pet. Not here in Mexico yet. But you can, and we will respect your decision. And that's above even if someone make like a big zoo on your property, is going to be protected. You see, I was telling you, even if you divorce and someone will have the right to do it, no, forget it. So many Americans are used to do LLCs to protect their assets, and they want to name in the fideicomiso the beneficiary, the LLC. They can do it, but it's not worth it, because it's totally separated, and we will respect. You can name the same persons that you have in your LLC as beneficiaries of the fideicomiso here, and we will respect that as your bank. So and it's cheaper, it's easier, And yeah, that you have to take that in consideration when you deal with that.
Well, something that we were talking about yesterday is fideicomisos. You don't have to have one if you buy something. What is it, 50 kilometers from the shore? So if it's internal of Mexico, you don't need a fideicomiso.
No, you don't need a fideicomiso if you buy in Mexico City, in Ajijico, Chapala, San Miguel de Allende, whatever. You don't have to have a fideicomiso. It's just on borders and on the
coastal areas.
Yes, and since Baja California, all the peninsula is very narrow, so it's all about fideicomiso.
Okay. What other questions did we have yesterday, Claudia?
The other question was, if you have your fideicomiso with one bank or one institution, can they change to a different bank?
Yes, that's a possibility. You have to ask your bank, your actual bank, what's the fee to change the bank. And there's always some costs, because you have to notify the Secretary of Foreign Affairs that you have to change that, and that's a cost, and that's a cost also of the bank that is receiving the fideicomiso. But you can do it. If you want to do it, just do it. Just find out what are the requirements, and both banks have to sign, but you can do it freely.
Okay, that was something that a lot of people asked yesterday, because of the things you were mentioning, that some of these banks are not here, or they don't have somebody who speaks English who can actually handle the
Exactly, because when you buy a property here, you always are linked with your broker, with the closer, and the time passes by, and you're not longer buying the property, you're in the property. So you need to know when you buy that that's a long-term relationship with that bank, because the fideicomisos last 50 years, and they are renewable after 50 years. So you have to know that it's going to be a long-term relationship, and you have to be able to pay, be able to talk to the bank, because they are holding the contract. So that's important.
Well, I think we're gonna take a break. We'll keep you, Gabby. We'll have some little bonus material on Facebook Live. I have some questions about getting a loan in Mexico if you're a foreigner. So we'll ask about that. But we'll take a break, and we'll be right back for Cabo Mil News and Community Update.
3, 2.
Welcome back to Cabo Mil News and Community Update with Corey Riggs and Claudia Velo. What a show today, Claudia. Great musical guest.
It was really good. Great music.
Definitely a cool factor there that you can't believe. And then Gaby Gutiérrez, thank you so much again for re-recording the show, coming back to us today. And there's some great bonus material. If you go to Facebook Live, follow us there. We talked about how to get a loan as a foreigner. And so thank you for sharing that information with us. Obviously, go see Gaby at Banca Mifel. If you have other questions, she's very easy to talk to. Everybody at Banca Mifel is bilingual. And so it's a great place to go. As I showed you earlier in the show, there's no lines and they're pet friendly. So thank you, Gaby, for being with us today.
Thank you both. Thank you both. It was delightful.
Thank you.
And now that we're talking about pet friendly, before we get into your summary of the show, do you want to talk about the worship service that is at Chileno Beach?
Yes. For those who are looking for a Sunday service and are not comfortable going back to the churches, Chileno Beach, the surfing pastor, 10:30 a.m. on Sundays. Look for the 3 surfing boards. You can go barefoot. You can take your children. You can take your pets. You can take your coffee. Make sure you take an umbrella and chair, towel, whatever you need to feel comfortable. It is laid back. It is non-denominational, and you can just feel the love. So enjoy a lovely morning on Sundays. It's a nice way to worship, whatever your beliefs are.
Sounds amazing. Claudia, why don't you give us a summary of what happened on the show today in Spanish?
El día de hoy tuvimos la presencia de Gaby Gutiérrez de Banca Mifel y secretaria del IMEF, capítulo Los Cabos, hablando acerca de las finanzas en México para los extranjeros, y también tuvimos la presencia de Liz González y Mike Álvarez, quienes nos deleitaron con música. Escuchen su material en Facebook Live en Cabo 1000 News. Y eso fue lo que pasó el día de hoy. That was it.
That's great. And please join us next week for Cabo Mil News and Community Update. You can follow us on Facebook Live. Go to Cabo Mil News on Facebook and like us. You can get that will let you know when we're going live, and so you'll know about that. And then also, just coming up in the next couple of weeks, Fernando Landeros of Teleton, so the founder and executive director of Teleton, will be with us. An amazing human being, and we're very excited about that. We don't have the exact date yet, but he will be joining us. We have lots of other great guests coming to you, lots of great musical guests. But thank you, Claudia, for another great show. Thank you, Gabby, for being here.
Gabby, thank you. You were amazing, and you really saved us.
Thank you for coming back today.
So much.
All right, everybody have a great week. Stay safe out there.
Catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.